Rabbi Daniel Lapin, thank you very much for being here today. So initially, I wanted to ask you about finance in Judaism, but I recently
Yes,
saw your latest video, or one of your latest videos, about Candace Owens defaming the Talmud, misinterpreting verses, and I found it real. I, I
yes.
I found it really interesting. So I wanted to ask you uh, stuff related to that instead. So my first question to you would be, uh, in today's media ecosystem, figures like Candace Owens, as mentioned, or Tucker Carlson, or Nick Fuentes, have discussed Jewish texts, including the Talmud, often outside scholarly context. So how do you decide when public misunderstandings warrant engagement versus when responding risks amplifying distortion?
Um, well, different people operate in different spaces, and I am much more interested in being a help to individuals than I am to making large-scale political pronouncements. And so, in that case, I felt that it fell into my area of expertise. And so I felt it necessary to point out that this woman attacking Judaism on the basis of misquoted and misunderstood texts, firstly, she's an ignoramus. And secondly, she is basing her calumny on a book written by a notorious anti Semite who lost his job as an academic, not because he was an anti Semite, but because he was an ignoramus also. He wrote a book attacking Jews on the basis of the Talmud, and turned out he couldn't read it. And this was made public by a wonderful rabbi called Rabbi Samuel Bloch in Austria at the time. This is now, we're talking about the late 19th century, early 20th century. Uh, Rabbi Bloch died in about 1931, which was 2 years before Hitler came to power as chancellor in Germany. And so um, it suited me to blow out the foundations of her argument. And I said, look, I'm not. I don't feel it's my job to jump to the defense every single time somebody says something unpleasant about Jews. And I pointed out that there are actually some legitimate arguments you can make that Jews have not been an unmitigated blessing to the United States. The Jews who came from Germany as part of the Frankfurt School and turned liberalism into the religion of the American campus, they were all Jewish. And and many people have pointed out the Democratic Party, which promotes not so much a political doctrine as a destructive and evil pathology, is again largely dominated by Jews and by Jewish money. So there's plenty to say. Now, I think in net, I think Jews have been a huge plus for the United States of America, economically, scientifically, culturally. They've been huge pluses. But what Candace Owens was doing was nonsensical. But I'll tell you the truth, Ellie. This stuff is not nearly as interesting as helping people make more money.
I agree. In some way, I agree. But I also wanted to ask you, what core idea about the Talmud is most difficult for outsiders to understand or to grasp, in your opinion, of course?
Well, my point is that the only reliable way to measure the quality of a religious belief is not by probing into the esoteric documents of that religion, which are largely obscure to the outsider. But the way to do it is to look and see how the adherents of that belief system behave. So I'm not interested in the book. And my fear of Islam is not based on the many, many sections of the Quran and the Hadith, which are evil and destructive sounding to me. I accept that I don't read Arabic, I don't know the culture, but I do know that there have been over 10,000 murderous terrorist incidents since 9/11, 2001, conducted by Muslims, in which more than 100,000 people have been killed. And uh, to people on the outside, it's all problematic. And to people on the inside, none of it is.
And why do you think people are so scared? I want to say scared, but I'm sure it's not the right wording of the term Islamophobia, considering the content of Muslims and Islamic most trusted sources.
Well, I don't use the word Islamic phobia because phobia has come to mean an irrational fear. And in my view, fear of Islam is very rational. You'd be an idiot not to be scared of Islam.
Well, yeah, yeah, most people would agree with that. But of course, in today's world, it's not easy to make people understand that different cultures are not always helpful in constructing a working society. That's for sure. But with that being said, Rabbi, I want to thank you so much for your time. It's been a blessing having you here, hearing your takes on this topics, and I know you have a busy schedule, so I just wanted to thank you again. And
Yes, in you.
Besrat Hashem, we'll meet another time.
Amen. And lots of hatzlacha, lots of success in everything you're doing. You got a lot going on your plate. So I wish you lots of success with it.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Thank you.